Uh, Hello everyone, a very good morning, and I hope all of you are fine over there. Today there is a story in my mind which I would like to share with you. A couple of days before, I along with my friend Rahul was going to the market. In the mid, a cat, a black one, went across the road in front of us. We both were on bike and Rahul stopped the bike over there. He was driving actually. मैंने पूछा कि क्या हुआ, अचानक तुमने बाइक बंद कर दिया। राहुल बोला मुझे, देखो ना एक बिल्ली, काली बिल्ली आगे से क्रॉस कर गई, तो अभी हम नहीं जा सकते। मैंने सोचा क्या इससे क्या प्रॉब्लम है, व्हाट इज़ द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट। देन ही सेड दैट लोग कहते हैं कि जब काली बिल्ली व्हेन अ ब्लैक कैट वेंट अक्रॉस द रोड इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, यू बेटर स्टॉप ड्राइविंग। ओके, कुछ देर रुक जानी चाहिए, नहीं तो कुछ दुर्घटनाएं घट सकती हैं। इट हैपन ऑन दैट डे। वी केप्ट वेटिंग आफ्टर minutes, we again resumed our riding. And then again, a couple of weeks later, I was going all alone. And the same incident happened to me. I mean, a black cat went across the road. And I remember the incident happened to me first when I was going to the market along with my friend Rahul. But I didn't do what Rahul did. मैंने रुका नहीं। Actually मैंने सोचा कि चलो देखते हैं होता क्या है असल में। Okay, ना रुकने से। So I just kept driving, I just kept riding the bike and I went to the market safely and returned back safely too. Nothing happened on that day. So दोस्तों क्या समझा? हम लोग ये सोचते हैं कि ऐसी कुछ चीज़ है नेचर में जिसको एक सिंबल माना जाता है, और वो किसका सिंबल होता है? अशुभ। आई मीन सिंबल ऑफ बैड ओमेन, अशुभ का प्रतीक माना जाता है। दिस इज नॉट गुड, राइट? इन दिस वेरी कॉन्टेक्स्ट टुडे वी विल टॉक अबाउट अ ब्यूटिफुल पोएम ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड 10th अंडर CBSE curriculum. And the poem is Dust of Snow. Look at this, the poem is Dust of Snow. This poem is for them, especially who are in class 10th now, and for them also who likes reading poems. Right? It's a beautiful one. The poem is Dust of Snow. It is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet, and by nature he is a romantic poet. In literature, romantic poets are they who talks about the beauties of nature, right? Or who praises nature. So here in this poem we will see Robert Frost praising the beauty of nature. As I said the story, you will see the poem is very relevant to the story, right? So coming to the point, this poem is specially for them who are in standard 10th under CBSE curriculum. It is there in their syllabus, right? So चलो एक बार पढ़ते हैं पोएम को और आनंद लेते हैं, कितनी खूबसूरत पोएम है। Okay, fine. So the word dust means what? A very small particles. Small particles. Small particles are known as dust. And किसका small particles है? Snow का. Okay, so small particles of snow, right? Small particles of snow. What happened? One day the poet Robert Frost was very much upset. He has almost passed a day in upset. So being tired, he wanted to sit and he sat under a tree. At that time, something had happened with him, caused by nature. And the day which had been rude had been changed into a good one. और ऐसा क्यों हुआ? ऐसा इसीलिए हुआ क्योंकि नेचर ने उसके दिन को बहुत अच्छा बना दिया. चलो देखते हैं कैसे हुआ, प्लीज. So it is a poem about a crow, right, and a hemlock tree. This is the most important word in this poem, right? Now see what happened in general in societies. जो क्रो होते हैं, क्रो को माना जाता है a symbol of bad woman, OMEN, अशुभ जिसे कहते हैं हिंदी में, राइट. और हेमलॉक ट्री जो है इसको माना जाता है क्या कि अ पॉइजनस, POISONOUS, पॉइजनस ट्री, राइट. इसीलिए इस ट्री के नीचे बैठने के लिए लोग मना करते हैं, राइट. लेकिन ये कुछ नहीं है, ये सब हम सब का एक मिसकंसेप्शन है, बस हम इसको मानते हैं. दैट इज एंड इट इज़ अ मिस्टेक. कैसे मिस्टेक है, चलो देखते हैं. द वे अ क्रो shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. The word rued means held in regret. Now I'm coming to the point and I will explain each and every word, each and every line beautifully. Look at this. So the poet was sitting under a tree, right? And what was the tree? The tree was a hemlock tree. The poet was sitting, क्यों? क्योंकि poet बहुत upset थे, right? और थका हुआ poet उस hemlock tree के नीचे बैठे हुए थे. अब क्या होता है? The way a crow shook down on me. Shook down. Shook मतलब shake, SHAKE. Shake का V3 form है shook. ओके, मतलब यहाँ पर गिराना होता है. सो एक दिन जब पोएट बैठे थे, राइट, तो क्रो ने क्या किया? गिराया. क्या? shook down on me. पोएट के ऊपर नहीं, क्रो ने कुछ गिराया, राइट. what was that? The dust of snow from a hemlock tree. And the crow shook down what? The dust of snow. क्रो ने पोएट के ऊपर स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स ऑफ स्नो गिराया. और पोएट कहाँ थे? पोएट थे अंडर द ट्री एंड द क्रो वॉज इन द ब्रांचेस ऑफ द ट्री. सो द क्रो shook the branches of the tree first, and as a result a very small particles of dust of snow okay, fell on the poet. And जैसे ही small particles of snow poet के शरीर पे गिरा, poet felt the gentle touch of the snow, and as he felt the very gentle touch of the snow, something happened to him. And what was that? चलो देखते हैं. Has given my heart a change of mood. So as the small particles of snow fell on the poet Robert Frost, he felt the very gentle touch of the snow. As a result, he has got a change in his mood, right? एक मूड में एक बदलाव आया. मैंने पहले ही बताया था कि the poet was very much upset, but when he felt the very gentle touch of the small particles of snow, his mood got changed, right? A change of mood and saved some part of a day I had wrote. And as the mood of the poet had been changed, the rest part of the day he thought had been saved. उनको लगने लगा कि जो रेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द डे था वो बहुत खूबसूरती से बीतने वाला था। क्यों? क्योंकि हिज मूड हैड बीन चेंज्ड, उसका मूड बदल गया था। और मूड बदलने के पीछे कारण क्या था? कारण था वो क्रो एंड वो हेमलॉक ट्री एंड द स्नो। Now look at the point, look at the importance of the crow and the hemlock tree. If crow is symbolized as a symbol of bad omen, जिसको अशुभ माना जाता है, वही क्रो ने क्या किया? वही क्रो ने shook down the small particles of snow on the poet, and the poet was sitting under the hemlock tree. So if the mood of the poet is changed, अगर poet का mood change हुआ, इसके पीछे कारण क्या है? इसके पीछे two important things है, वो है crow and the hemlock tree. अगर crow and hemlock tree नहीं होता तो poet का mood change नहीं होता, शायद poet suicide commit करते ना. So crow and the hemlock tree together with saved the life of the poet Robert Frost, saved the rest part of the day of the poet. So देखो, हम लोग जानते हैं, मानते हैं कि crow and hemlock tree both these are good for nothing to the human beings, but यहीं पे prove हुआ ना कि both these are good for everything. इसीलिए कहते हैं कि everything we see in nature has importance, right? And nothing is bad. और हो भी कैसे सकता है? If you believe, right? If I believe that whatever is there in the nature is made by God, how can you forget that God cannot make anything which is bad for the human beings? ये हो ही नहीं सकता ना, ऐसा कुछ बना ही नहीं सकते गॉड कि जो हमारे लिए, ह्यूमन बींग्स के लिए खराब हो, बट फिर भी हम मानते हैं कि वो खराब है. This is wrong. This is our wrong conceptions. Okay, this is our mistake. We should not do such mistakes. So the beautiful message of this poem is everything what is there in the nature is important. Right? Everything what is there in the nature is important. The thing is, we need to look at everything with beautiful eyes. And इसीलिए कहते हैं beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. खूबसूरती देखने वालों की आँखों में होती है, right? हर चीज़ें जो नेचर का पार्ट है, नेचर का हिस्सा है, वो खूबसूरत है, right? So this was the poem. This was the main theme of this poem. Okay, and now I will talk about the rhyming scheme, and couple of figure of speeches are used over here. So let's see the rhyming scheme and the couple figure of speeches. Fine. Okay, so here I go with the rhyming scheme, okay, and the figure of speeches used in this poem. So rhyming scheme कैसे निकाली जाती है? देखो, rhyming scheme निकालने के लिए जो लास्ट वर्ड होते हैं ना, उसके साउंड को देखी जाती है, ओके. If the sound of the last word resembles to the sound of the last word of second line, right, or third or fourth, right? So let's see what type of rhyming scheme is used over here. So here the crow, the way a crow, O-W sound, right, shook down on me. So if we take it A, इसको A लेना पड़ेगा क्योंकि फर्स्ट लाइन है इसलिए, right. And look at this, shook down on me. This sound is not same, okay. So it will be here, right. As both they are different from each other, दोनों एक दूसरे से अलग है ना last sound, इसीलिए A B हुआ. Now the dust of snow, again we are getting the sound W. So it matches with the first one, so it is A. Fine. From a hemlock tree, me tree, देखो ये दोनों साउंड में क्या है, देयर इज अ सिमिलरिटी, राइट? सो इट इज अगेन B. So the rhyming scheme is of the first stanza is A B A B, right? Now look at the second stanza. Has given my heart a change of mood. Again this is different sound. It doesn't match with any sound of any word, right? So it is C here. Okay, क्या होगा? C होगा. A change of mood, it is also different, then it is D. And saved some part, ये मैच करता है तो ये हो गया C, right? Of a day ahead, rude, mood, rude, हो गया D. So the rhyming scheme of this stanza is C D C D. समझ में आया ना कैसे राइमिंग स्कीम निकाली जाती है? अगर राइमिंग स्कीम पूछे किसी स्टैंजा का तो इस तरह निकालोगे. फाइन, वेरी इजी टू फाइंड द राइमिंग स्कीम आउट. नाउ लेट्स नो द फिगर ऑफ स्पीचेस यूज्ड इन दिस पोएम. द फर्स्ट वन दैट वी गेट ओवर हियर इज एजोनेंस. एजोनेंस किसे कहते हैं? एजोनेंस कहते हैं कि व्हेन अ वावेल साउंड इज प्रोमिनेंट इन अ सेंटेंस, राइट? जब एक वावेल साउंड किसी सेंटेंस में प्रोमिनेंट हो जाते हैं, राइट, उस सेंटेंस को उस वावेल साउंड को कहते हैं एजोनेंस. इफ यू लुक एट द थर्ड सेकंड स्टैंजा, लुक एट द वर्ड ओ. See O, it is a vowel sound, right, and it is repeatedly used. So we can see the prominence of the vowel sound O over here. So इसलिए the poet has used assonance, the figure of speech assonance, right? Next one is what? Has given my heart. See the word H. Here is H. The sound H is repeated. Okay. The sound, consonant sound H is repeated, repeated here, and again here we are getting S, saved some. So when a consonant sound is repeated, okay, or is used in a very closely connected words, right, this is called what? Alliteration. This is called alliteration. तो उसे alliteration कहते हैं. So the poet has used alliteration over here. Same sound has been repeated to the words closely connected to each other. Okay. Next one is enjambment. Very interesting it is. Enjambment figure of speech किसे कहते हैं? जब कोई poem लिखी जाए और उसमें कोई punctuation mark ना हो. I mean, if the complete poem is written in a single sentence, means if no punctuation mark is used in the sentence, it means in the poem, it means the poem is written in the form of enjambment, right? So the poet has used here enjambment, the figure of speech. If you look at the poem, you will see that at last a full stop is given, and in the middle there is no punctuation mark. कोई भी punctuation mark है ही नहीं. So this is the poem. उम्मीद है कि आप सबको समझ में आया होगा. And if you feel any doubt, any problem, please do comment so that I can reply with the better answers. Right. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a great time.